There's only few days in a month that you can get pregnant, and after those few days, you have to wait for the next cycle. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining those times when you can actually get pregnant and the signs that you're ovulating and ready to get pregnant. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Melody and I'm a registered nurse. So what is ovulation? In simple terms, ovulation is when your ovaries release an egg. It can be one, it can even be two. So I have twin that is not identical. So I know that I released two eggs that month when I got pregnant. So once the egg is released, it's going to roll into the fallopian tube and wait. If there is any sperm already waiting, fertilization happens, or if any sperm comes to meet it within that short period, fertilization can happen. Now, this egg, once it is released from the ovary, it is going to last for 24 hours. So let's say this egg is released now. Between now and the next day, it is going to stop being viable. So you have 24 hours after that egg is released to get sperm to it. If not, you have to wait for the next cycle. So basically, that is ovulation, when the egg is released, ready for fertilization. One thing you need to figure out is, when do you ovulate? Now, there are different ways you can know your ovulation. The most common one is to actually calculate your ovulation. So basically, you calculate your cycle length. You might not see it from 14 and then you're able to get your ovulation. If you have an iPhone, the health app that is on iPhones, you can just enter the date you had your period and it will automatically calculate your ovulation for you. If you don't have an iPhone and you use an Android phone, for example, you can get one of those apps on App Store. Some of them are really good in estimating your ovulation for you. However, one of the most accurate one is when you actually count it yourself. So once you've figured out when you are ovulating, another thing you need to know is your fertile window. So your fertile window is the day of your ovulation plus 5 days before. You're actually adding 5 days before because sperm has the ability to survive up to 5 days. So if you have sex today, that sperm is still going to be alive the next 5 days. So that's why you add 5 days before your ovulation day, which will make it about 6 days. And to be on the safer side, you can also add the day after, because this is our body doesn't run on a calendar. It has its own calendar. So these things can actually change. However, it is recommended that within this fertile window, you should be having sex at least every 2 days to give you more chances. So every 2 days within this fertile window, you should be having sex. And even if you kind of, maybe your ovulation happened 1 to 2 days after, if you've been having sex 1 to 2 days every time in your ovulation window, that means that sperm might still be alive. Even if your ovulation happens later, you can still get pregnant. So what are those signs that you're actually ovulating and that you can actually get pregnant? One of them is that your cervical mucus, which is like the normal discharges that you would normally have as a woman, the consistency will change during ovulation. So during ovulation, it will become more clearer, it becomes stretchy, it will have egg white color. So that is how you know that you may actually be ovulating. So some people can also have mild lower abdominal pain when the egg is released from the ovaries. This might also not be noticeable. It might just be very mild that you may not notice it. And if you're someone that has a lot of chronic pain, you might not even know that there's anything happening as well. So it might not be very reliable. Some people also have increased sex drive during their ovulation. This can also happen at some other time during your cycle. Some people notice that their breast is more tender. Temperature can also rise, but the only way you know that your temperature has risen during ovulation is if you have actually been taking your temperature the same time the whole every day. That's how you actually know if there's any slight increase. So like I mentioned, you can use period tracking apps. You can go on YouTube. I'm going to try and make a video on how to actually calculate your ovulation and your fertile window. But before that, you can go on YouTube. There are some other videos that you can know how to calculate your cycle length and know when you are ovulating. You can use those apps. Most of them are free. You can pay attention to your cervical mucus. There are ovulation test kits that you can buy. One important thing if you are trying to get pregnant is that if you have a short cycle, you might also pay attention to the fact that you may be missing your chances by ignoring having sex during your period. For example, if you have 21 days period, your ovulation might be falling shortly after your period. So you have to pay more attention to that as well. Well, it's not everybody that cannot get pregnant during their period. Some of the mistake people actually make is that they think that they can only get pregnant on their ovulation day. So they're actually having sex only on the ovulation day. And our body kind of does not run on this physical calendar. You can have slight changes, which is why it is encouraged for you to have sex every 2 days during your cycle, and so that in case it happens before or after, you are able to actually catch. Some people mistakenly assume that everybody is going to ovulate on day 14. Very, very wrong. Some of us have very long cycles, some of us have short cycles, and then some other people will have their cycle around 28 days. So if you think that you're going to ovulate on day 14, you might just be missing out your actual fertile window. So it's not everybody that will ovulate on day 14. If you have been trying for a while, if you've been trying for 1 year without success, you need to speak with a doctor. If you have irregular periods, that means certain things might not just be going well. You might need to speak to a doctor as well. If you are not having your period, the chances of you getting pregnant are very, very low. You need to also speak to a doctor. It kind of gives you more chances if you're able to know what the problem is on time and start tackling the problem on time as well. But first of all, you need to make sure you're having sex at the right time, because it happens that so a lot of us don't know our cycle and we just miss it every time. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope this video was helpful for you. If there's anything else you want me to talk about around this topic, I would like to hear from you. And if it was helpful, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.